It's located in the middle of the 158-acre main campus, embracing horticulture and sculpture. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess, coming to you from the Frederik Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park in Grand Rapids, and this is COMCAST Newsmakers. Joining me now is the Director of Horticulture for the Frederik Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park, Steve LaWarre. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Talking about something very exciting. Obviously, the gardens are here and have been here for a long time, but this past spring opened a special, all-new, brand-new garden.
It did, yeah. You know, we've been here for 20 years, and this garden opened in June of this year, the Richard and Helen DeVos Japanese garden here. And it's been just an unbelievable project. It's a project that we've been working on for almost 4 years. So it was a long construction period, a lot of detail in this garden. It's an 8-acre garden, as I mentioned. It's got 2 ponds, and it's a garden that, although it's 8 acres, it's a very intimate space because it sits in a bowl. So you walk down into this garden and the pathway circumnavigates the main pond, and you feel like you're in an intimate space that's much smaller than 8 acres, really.
When you hear garden, you think trees and plants and flowers, but obviously it's about a lot more than that. What would somebody experience or see if they were to walk through it for the day?
Well, you know, it's a space that I think people recognize as a Japanese garden, but there's a little bit of question about, well, what does that mean? What is a Japanese garden? And it's really, Horticulture is the gentleman that we worked with out of Portland, Oregon, to create this space for us. And it's really, he's a master of space. He's a master of putting things together in a way that create a garden that just is a wonderful experience to visit. So when you walk through the main gate and you hear the water and you see the views and you experience the tea house or the Zen-style garden, it's a place that's really unique, that's different than any place else that you'll see here at Frederik Meijer Gardens.
And I know it was timed to open during your 20th anniversary. There's some other exhibitions going on inside to coincide with it that are sort of temporary moving exhibits. But this garden is here to stay, correct?
It is, yes. It's a permanent garden. You know, I'd like to call it a generational garden. It'll be a piece that generations from now people will be enjoying it. So we opened in June. I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing people's experience in this space in the wintertime. The Japanese garden really almost goes through a renewal process in the wintertime where the leaves drop from the trees, everything goes dormant, and there's just this beauty that's laid in snow. And then that is followed by spring with the ephemeral wake up of all the plants and some of the blooming of the cherry trees and the apple trees. And it's just a year-round garden that people can experience over and over again.
And how did it come to be? Whose idea was it that thought it was, oh, we should have a Japanese garden?
Well, it was originally Fred Meyer's idea, and it was one of the last projects that he was involved with before his passing. And it was something that, Lena Meijer loves flowers. She loves tea, and Fred thought that this would be a great opportunity for us here. And so he worked with our CEO, David Hooker, and he made that original request. And through the help of over 300 families and corporations in Michigan as donors, we were able to put together this $22 million project.
And now who should visit? Who can visit? Who will like it?
Everybody should visit. And it's a garden, though, it's one of those places where it just slows you right down. You walk through that main gate.
But you can bring your 2-year-old to it too?
You can, yep, absolutely, absolutely. And we even have an experience that people can see inside that gives them a preview of the Japanese garden before they go out for younger kids.
All right, sounds wonderful. What a great experience. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit meyergardens.org. Today's COMCAST Newsmaker with Steve LaWarre, the Director of Horticulture for the Frederik Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park.